Hi, this is Kylie Coo. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be working on an ATC, an artist trading card, which is part of a swap for the Crafting Mamas Facebook group, and I'll leave a link below. And I'm doing a swap with APG Jamie, and I'll leave a link to her YouTube channel. So just showing you here the things that I'm going to use. I don't use everything, but the main focal point is going to be that old photograph, which is part of the Tim Holtz photo booth, although I think that one came in an actual ephemera pack, but that's going to be my main focal point. So I'm going to start by just taking some oh dear, forgotten the name, vintage photo, and also the walnut stain ink, and I'm just spreading that across the card. Now I just want to say at this point that I'm filming this on my phone, so I don't have the usual viewfinder there. So I didn't see the bit of cable or whatever it is that's hanging in the bottom right hand corner, but that will go shortly. So I'm just spraying the card. That just helps disperse the ink a little bit. I like the effect that this gives. I want to give it a very aged effect, as if this is something that's been lying about in a drawer or an old box for some time. Now, the reason I'm filming on my phone is that my video editing software recently did an update, and unfortunately my camcorder is currently doesn't seem to be compatible with it. I think it's just a glitch in the software, but I've had to look at other ways that I can film. So this is why I'm filming on my phone. So we're just going to go around the edge with the vintage photo, I think it is, maybe the walnut stain. Yeah, it's the walnut stain, just round the edge, just to set that off a bit. So most of these items were from that Tim Holtz ephemera pack, and what I want to do is just to create a number of different things in the background. Now with the kind of Tim Holtz photo booth, I almost like to make up a little story about the characters that are in the photos. I don't know why. I've done this a few times when I've used them, and I don't know, with this couple there was something about this was perhaps things left in a drawer that they come across years later, or maybe family of theirs comes across it. And I kind of had the feeling that they were very happy together. They maybe travelled together, included the calendar because maybe there was a special event coming up. And I want to include some ticket stubs, you know, the kind of things that you might keep. So just now going to start to ink up some of those. I wanted to include the map, you know, just thinking about them maybe travelling, but I want to dull it down a lot. It was too bright, it was too colourful, although it is a vintage map, it just felt too bright. So really giving that a lot of the vintage photo just to take it down, and going round the edges of the other ephemera as well. So I'm going to ask APG Jamie if she minds if I put this video up before she gets the card, but if she'd rather I wait, then that's okay. I will wait until she receives the card, but I'm just hoping that I can put it up now because I feel it's such a while since I made a video. I do have the next part of my boho journal waiting, but I'm just having to wait for another reason before I actually release that, but hopefully that will be out fairly soon. So just adding a bit more of the ink there to the background. I just wanted to distress it a bit more, just to make it stand out a little bit. And at this point I'm off looking for something. Yes, a pair of scissors. I want to distress the actual photo a bit, because often when you come across these old photos, these old photo booth photos, you know, they might be a bit bent, they've been in someone's purse or whatever, or laying in the bottom of a drawer for a long time. So often you see them and they can be quite distressed, torn at the edges, aged, and yet still loved. So even putting a little fold in that. feeling that the calendar, too many straight edges, so just looking to tear that off a bit. Again, these pieces are very much there in the background, just to give a hint at the story, and of course the story is just all in my imagination. Folding the tickets a bit just to get a bit of a crumple in there. Sorry, I got a little bit of a croaky voice, don't know where that suddenly came from. Just giving them a little bit of a bend, and I'm going to take this piece of washi tape. I like the fact that it's got invitation on it. I suddenly thought, maybe they've been invited to something, maybe that's why they've got the map. But again, that's going to be very much in the background. Now, this is one of these washes that, although I wanted to tear it, it was just tearing in so many places. I get it so far, it sticks to my finger, and it tears more than I wanted, so I then need to take another piece off. But that won't be wasted, that will get stuck down onto some journal page somewhere or other. So just going to take out another bit. I really wanted the word invitation to include, although as you'll see towards the end, most of that gets covered up anyway. But again, it's just about me, in my mind, putting together the story of these two characters. So at this point, I'm going to start gluing, and I'm just using some Liquitex gel medium to put them in place. Again, deciding that I want a bit more distress on the background items, and when I tear a piece off, I'll always then go back and ink it. I don't mind that some pieces are darker than others. That's the way that when papers age, that they go. And again, taking off that straight edge from the map. When I was placing them on, I was trying to maintain a slight border around the edges of it, obviously. Trying to keep it kind of uniform. Didn't matter if it was precise, but just trying to leave a little gap around all the edges, and that then helps frame everything that's then on the card. So giving them a fairly good coat with the gel matte medium. And you see here that I go over the top, I go over the rest of the card as well, because that will actually help seal the distress ink in, because it would still move if it got wet. So I'm going to add that in, although just as I go to put it down, I decide that I don't like that straight edge again across the top, so I want to tear a little bit more off the washi tape. And I feel happier with that. All the while just rechecking the placement of the items, just making sure that I want them in. I want just a hint of that map showing, so I'm just adjusting the photo slightly here and there. So I want one of the tickets under and one above, and you'll see that even as I've put it down, I'm kind of squishing it a bit because I want it to look kind of rumpled. So I very much want it sticking down and on the card, but by the same token I want it to have that kind of rumpled effect, again as if it was lying in a drawer or an old box or something like that. Setting the photo just off centre and at an angle. And then I'm going to put my other ticket in place again, just distressing it a bit further, but darkening those white edges. And again, pushing the photo there, just getting little crumpled bits in place. It's funny because so often we're trying to make sure that when we're gluing things down that they're totally flat, and yet here I am trying to make sure that there's wrinkles in it. So now taking out my Chit Chat stickers and just having a look through these. at the same time trying to decide if I want a word that's on a white background or a black background. I don't think there's any right or wrong, it's just one of those things I feel at the time. And then I see the word that I feel sums up this card, that sums up this couple. And there it is. They're smitten. Smitten and in love. So I'm going to glue that in place. I inked the edges, and in a moment you'll also see that I just go across the top of it just to darken the white letters a little bit. I just don't want it standing out quite as much. Giving it a dry, and again you'll see that I keep working those pieces. I'm trying to get the glue out from the background and yet still retain the little crinkles in it. Just pushing it down with my paint rag, and then I'll finish it off by just then going around with a black pen just around the word smitten, and that will be my card done. So I do hope that APG Jamie likes this, and I do hope that you will go and check out her channel, and if you're interested, check out the Crafting Mamas Facebook group as well. So as always, thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.